Shalom.
Shalom. Giving all honor and praise to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. God of Battle Axes of the Most High coming to you on the Sabbath day to get edified in the Lord's name. The name of the class today is called Christmas Exposed. Kind of touching on this Christmas today. I know a lot of people in the world basically is going to be celebrating Christmas. The plan is just think about Israel. If we can, you know, and just introduce something to your mama, your daddy, your brothers, sisters. Just introduce. The Lord called it the Feast of Dedication, but in this modern time, so we're gonna try to see if we can try to get our people to start celebrating Hanukkah. We're gonna try to see if we can get our people celebrating Passover instead of Easter. If we can get our people to do Passover instead of Easter, Hanukkah, or Feast of Dedication instead of Christmas. Guess what? These things can be pleasing to the Most High, man, right? Because they holidays is right beside our days, right? A lot of times they right beside our days, but we trying to get them to understand that what the Lord say, man, and not what we say, but what God commanded us, man. So we need to be back in this good order. We praying for them brothers and sisters that's been sick, man. Families that's sick, man. The Lord called this thing the mean season, man. This is the time of the year that the Lord called mean season. Let's get there right quick before we get the class started. First Maccabees chapter 15. I know so many people might not have apocryphals.
If anyone got an extra apocryphal, man, raise your hand. Look like nobody. Well, let's get to sharing.
Share. Read this.
Nah, you good, brother.
First Maccabees chapter 15, verse 15.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 15, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
In the mean season.
In the what?
In the mean season.
The Lord called the winter the mean season. Why do you think the Lord called the winter the mean season? Because it's what? Because it's cold. What else? Everything dying. Everything dying. Sickness. Toll on your body. That's the reason why the Lord said, I don't know what's going on with this mic. That's the reason why. So that's the reason why the Lord telling us even when we that's why the Lord telling us even when he returned, pray that it don't be in the winter. Because the winter is the mean season, man, where death takes place, sickness takes place. There's a lot of perishing goes on in the winter, man. So this is why we got to pray for these things, man. That's why the Lord called this time of the year the mean season, man. And this time of the year, guess what, brothers and sisters, prayers should be more. We should be making sure these prayers be fervent, and we should be make sure these prayers be on a consistent basis, man. Trying to pray for brothers and sisters that's sick, man. Right? Let's get that in James chapter 15 right quick. James chapter 5, shall I? 15 in James. Just made that one up, man. James chapter 5, verse start at verse 13.
Book of James, chapter 5, verse 13. Is any among you afflicted?
So this is asking, he says, is any among us afflicted? Right? Read.
Let him pray.
Let him what?
Let him pray.
This is what the scripture telling us plain. If we see people among us that are afflicted, or people, if you yourself that is afflicted, guess what? The Lord said, let us pray, right? Read.
Is any married?
Is it any married? Read.
Let him sing songs.
So just like when you marry and you feeling good, you want to sing a song, guess what? When you sick, you're supposed to be praying. It goes one and the same, right? Verse 14.
Verse 14, is any sick among you?
He says, anybody sick among you, read.
Let him call for the elders.
Let them do what?
Let him call for the elders of the church.
So guess what? When brothers and sisters that sick in the congregation, man, y'all should be reaching out for the elders. Guess what the elders gonna do? Why you think he's telling them to call out for the elders? Guess what? The elders we're gonna pray for we're gonna pray to the Most High for you. But guess what? We're gonna also tell the congregation to pray as well. And the people pretty much listen more to the elders. So the elders of the church gonna go tell the congregation, hey, we're gonna pray for this sister this day, and the people gonna hearken. Guess what? We gonna fast for this brother this day, and the people gonna hearken. So you got to go when you feeling bad or feeling sick. Guess what? It ain't no time to be off and get by yourself. No, it's the time. Guess what? For you to tell the elders of the church. Now I'm not saying telling all the sick people just walk up in here like we, they got the special powers right now. But we're supposed to be praying to the Most High, like the Scripture tell us to do, right? But read it.
Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him.
And let them pray over him. Read.
Anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord.
So this is what we're supposed to be doing, man. Verse 15.
Verse 15. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
Read that again.
And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
And the prayer of faith gonna save the sick, man. Right? Read.
And if he had committed and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him.
So in sickness, or if you in sin, guess what? You're supposed to be calling on the elders of the church, man. Right? You're trying to get these spirits off of you. Because guess what? Sickness is a spirit. Right? Guess what? Sin, going into sin, spirit. Y'all get that? It's a spirit, man. That be on, brothers and sisters, right? This is what the Lord expecting us to do, man. Right? I just kind of want to touch that, man, because I know, brother, it's the mean season, man. We need to be praying for each other, man. This is the time right now. This is the time, right? Let's go to Colossians right quick. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. To get into this Christmas theme. Exposing Christmas. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. We get there, I'll just read.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
It's telling us to beware. Because in this time of the year, guess what? Like you say, well, we were just talking about before the cameras came on, boy, you can be in their store. Boy, let the snow come on, you're gonna sing every word of it, man. Right? Temptation, Christmas come on, you're gonna sing that. Right? You're gonna sing the evening part when he get deep in his voice. He be right there singing with him, man. Right? That's why you gotta beware, man. Right? Because these things are set up to pull you in. Every commercial come on TV, Christmas. Every billboard you see outside, Christmas. Right? You cut on the phone, Christmas. Sales that you need, you want to buy something from the store. I need me a nice outfit for a dedication, Christmas. All these things is coming about, man. Right? But read it.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Read.
After the tradition of men.
Because the Lord called this a tradition of a man. Right? Read.
After the rudiments of the world. And not after Christ.
Because that's not after Christ, man. And we're going to go into this thing today, man. Because we know Christ wasn't born on December the 25th. We know that, right? So any brother got a precept for me to show me that Christ ain't born on December 25th. Dang, boy, everybody don't speak at once, huh? It's Luke chapter 8, I think. Go to Luke chapter 8. Is that what I want? Nope. Luke 2. Start at verse 1.
The book of St. Luke.
Go ahead.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus.
Right, read.
That all the world should be taxed.
So what time is tax season? In spring. Spring is tax season. Guess what? Guess what? It's still the same way. Going towards the spring is when the tax season, guess what? They tell you the inner tax season is when? April the 15th, right? Y'all see how they go? The scriptures land in plain. But guess what? Our people, guess what? They go over their head, right? Because when do they ever tax somebody on December the 25th? The stores ain't even open. Right? All right, let's read it.
Verse 2. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria.
Right, read it.
And went to be taxed, and all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city.
Right, read on.
And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem.
Which is called Bethlehem, read.
Because he was of the house and lineage of David.
Because guess what? That's why it's no immaculate deception. The scriptures say it plainly in 2 Samuel chapter 7 that the lineage is gonna come through David. Just like Joseph comes out of David's lineage, right? But read on.
Verse 5. To be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child.
Being great with child, man, read.
And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished.
What days was accomplished? The birth, right? Read.
That she should be delivered. And she brought first her firstborn son.
Read.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger.
Manger, read.
Because there was no room for them in the inn.
This is the point, verse 8.
Verse 8. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field.
Okay. Do anybody know anything about shepherds? If a shepherd has a flock, a sheep or goat or whatever, cattle, what does a shepherd do when it's wintertime? They bring them in. So how is he abiding in the field in the winter? It makes no sense. Scriptures say what they say, right? It's no. So if a shepherd has the sheep, he's going to bring all the sheep or all the herd in during the winter, during the mean season, right? Because guess what? If they don't, his cattle will die. That's how you preserve your cattle. You just can't have them out. And if it's blizzard, snow outside, you think your cattle supposed to be, you think your cattle supposed to be outside like that? No, your cattle will die.
And that's what we tell brothers and sisters to carefully read the scriptures. Take your time. You ain't got to rush. Because there's always details and clues in the scriptures to point to you and to give you the understanding. Take your time, man. That's a prime example right there.
Big con on there. Read verse 8 again.
Verse 8 in the top. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night.
Keeping watch over their flock by night, man. Right? Just think about it. This is how this little Christmas thing get debunked, man. Right? We got to be able to read scriptures, and we can't go, because guess what? We learned a lot of stuff growing up, and we learned a lot of stuff that mama told us and daddy told us, but we got to search the scriptures out, man. Right? Go to Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. We got to really search the scriptures out, man.
Let me read this real quick, guys.
Go ahead.
Shalom, shalom. This is from the Two Babylons. This is a book called Two Babylons by Alexander Hissam. Verse, what is this? The second chapter. It says, the festivals of Rome are innumerable, but 5 of the most important may be singled out. It says Christmas Day, Lady Day, Easter, the Nativity of St. John, and the Feast of Assumption. Each and all of these can be proved to be Babylonian, that the festival was connected with the 25th of December. So even the authors, scholars, they have researched these things and say, and know that these things go back to the Babylonian captivity, meaning thousands of years before Christ even walked the earth. I'm gonna get to the point. It says, there is not one word in the scriptures about the precise day of his birth or time of year when he was born. What is recorded there implies that at what time soever his birth took place, it could not have been on December the 25th. At the time that the angel announced his birth to the shepherds of Bethlehem, they were feeding their flocks by night in the open country. So it's literally doing what? Backing up what I just brought out in the scriptures. We literally have scholars that research these things that put this information out there, but a lot of times our people, we don't care to read and to search out the map. So they're literally backing up with what the scriptures are saying.
Another thing with that taxing, you like I brought out, you don't have chef, you don't have a lot of things in the winter. You're bringing your harvest in, you're basically putting up stuff, storage for the winter time, because that's not the harvest time, right? You know, in Exodus 34:22, it tells you that after the tabernacle, that's the end of the year, meaning that's the end of the harvest. So you don't have a lot of things. You're really storing up things to save you and to get you through the winter. So think about getting taxed. How you gonna be getting taxed on your least point of having things, right? When you're taxed on what? The really what you have the most. Think about tax season when you get that $12,000 because you got them 4 children and 4 5, you know what I'm saying? 2 of them is infant, right? Whatever the case may be, you're getting taxed on your majority of things happening. So when this tax season is coming around, it can't be taxed in the winter because you don't have much. You don't have nothing really. You're trying to lead up into the harvest time again, which is around what, March, April, going into the new spring, New Year, spring. So this that about tax too.
Let me read this last part. It says, now, no doubt, the climate of Palestine is making reference to Israel. It says it's not so severe as the climate of this country, but even there, through the heat of the day, be considerable, the cold of night. From December to February is very piercing. Even what I just brought out, and what precept did he bring out? Oh, praise. It's literally saying the same thing. It says from December to February is very piercing. And it was not the custom for the shepherds of Judea to watch their flocks in the open fields later than about the end of October. So it's literally showing you that Christ couldn't have been born around that time.
Big gun on that, man. That's why, bro. Tell them the name of the source that you reading out of.
This is the 2 Babylons by Alexander Hislop, chapter 3.
Because we want to make sure that we put our sources out there where we're getting the information from. Because hey, we got quite a bit of information. Hey, we ain't got no source about either. So, but they already know, boy. Pull that piece of paper out. Here you go. Look. Brothers know. Sisters know too. We've been there. Y'all know. Can't do but shake your head. But it's all good though. Go to Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Read.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So this is why we read, man, so we can have hope, man. Guess what? We can have enough strength in us when, guess what? If they got these holidays, such as Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these and Halloween, we got enough strength, guess what, and hope that we're not going to celebrate those things because we want to be saved by our God, right? We got enough patience, even though the world told us, guess what? Christmas is good. The world told us it's a joyful time. No, but according to the scriptures, it's not. Right? This is why we have patience and comfort, because the Lord said on his feast days he loved, but our feast days he hate. Give me a precept, brother. Y'all should know this. Amos 5 and 21. Let's go read it right quick, man. The Lord said he literally hate that thing, man. He said, he didn't say, I hate my feast days. I hate my holy days. He said, I hate yours. Right? You get there, let's read that move.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
The Lord said, I hate and I despise your feast days. Read.
And I would not smell in your solemn assembly.
Right, read.
Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them.
Read.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So the Lord said he hate and he despises our feast days. He guess what? He despised our gatherings for these days. Guess what? The Lord said he said, I won't smell the food that y'all got. If food don't smell good to me. Guess what? And he's talking about going even to a sacrifice. Sacrifice is atonement for something. The Lord said, I don't even want that. So the prayers that they're giving, and everybody say pray over the Thanksgiving, the Christmas food. The Lord said, I don't even accept that. Right? Because it means nothing to him. Because the Lord just wants us to do what's commanded thee, what commanded us, right? But read.
Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
The Lord said he don't even want to hear the noise of the songs that we play. He said he don't want to smell the food. That's what he don't want the prayers. He don't want the songs. Right? Read.
For I would not hear the melody of thy violence.
And the Lord said he don't even want to hear the melodies of the vibes. He don't even want to hear nothing. Because he wants us just to do what he told us to do, man. Right? We got to think about it, man. This same spirit been from the beginning. Right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 14. Let's read it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 14. And the Lord God said unto the serpent,
What do you say?
Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle.
So he told the serpent that he was cursed above all cattle. Right? But read.
And above every beast of the field.
Right? Read on.
Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
So guess what, man? That's the reason why the cattle goes into being a beast, right? The Lord said he was cursed above all cattle, man. Think about how the serpent and he beguiled Eve. The same spirit goes right now. That spirit had not left the earth, man. Christ had to come back and do a lot of work that Christians don't talk about, man. It's been fulfilled. It's been fulfilled. Everything in Christ has not been fulfilled, man. Christ got to come back and do some work on these nations. He got to come back and do some work on us. He got to come back and teach us. It's a lot of stuff that Christ has to come back to do. While we working here right now, while the angels in heaven working, Christ have a lot of work to come back to do, man. Right? Because guess what? That same spirit on the earth, why you think marriages don't last, man? Why you think children don't listen? Why you think it's only mothers in the house and no fathers in the house? Mothers is raising children by themselves. The man can't stand the baby mama, and the baby mama can't stand the baby daddy. We the only nation that got baby mama, baby daddy. What a baby mama Chinese woman at? What a baby mama Russian woman at? They don't even say that stuff, man. It's us. We the one that got to be corrected. Right? We the one that's got to be corrected, man. That's why the Lord called me. He talking about the serpent, but he talking about a beast going into a man. Right? Let's get that in Habakkuk right quick. Habakkuk chapter 1.
Brothers should know the precepts for beasts, men being compared to beasts. Like I say, remember, man, brothers got to be in that spirit to where, like I say, you have to learn to multitask. Yes, we understand in the class, but you want to make sure that you're in the spirit of where Ak is going.
Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 14.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 14. And make his men as the fishes of the sea.
So he said he make his men as the fishes of the sea, read.
As the creeping things.
And that's the creepy things, man. This goes into the serpent, man. When it goes into the creepy things, the same thing how when he brought this man down, he talking about how he brought, guess what? The same spirit Esau has. Brought him low. It goes into the creepy things that the scripture is talking about, man. Right? He said he brought men low. Man, he said, Salaki, he make his man as fish of the sea, as the creepy things, right? This is how you precept upon precept the Bible, man. All right? So you should be putting Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 14 by what? Genesis chapter 3 and verse 14. Right? You should go back and forth. Read it out.
That have no ruler over them.
Because guess what? And the creepy things that's low, they have no rule over them. Meaning, guess what? They so wild, they'll do anything. Guess what? They try to pull you in to their wildness. Try to pull you in to their ignorance. And a lot of our people will do it too. They'll get pulled in. Right? Our people, guess what? This is the Lord comparing men to the fish of the sea, calling them, even comparing them to the creepy things. And guess what? He also compared them to beasts too. Go to 2 Peter chapter 2. All right, 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 12.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not.
So guess what? These brute beasts going into men, guess what? Speak evil of things they do not. Right? Straight speaking evil, man. This is how we learn scripture. This is how we get built up, man, in this walk, man. We should be able to know to combat these spirits, man.
Another real quick, let's go to the book of
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse, we'll start at verse 31. Because even Paul was doing it. He was battling with beasts, what we finna read. We say, anytime we go outside of God's laws, statutes, and commandments, that's what we act like. We're no better than the animals that the Most High God created. Remember, he gave us dominion over the animals. Now we stooping down to their level. You get there, read this, huh?
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 31.
Remember, these are precepts for what, brother? Men, comparing men to beasts. Remember the point. Remember the context. Read that again from the top out.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 31. I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Christ.
Read on.
Hamashiach, our Lord, I die daily.
What did Paul do?
I die daily.
And that's put to brothers and sisters, man. We constantly have to die daily, especially in this wicked dead of season. I'm talking about it's spirits out there everywhere trying to pull brothers and sisters to Christmas, man. Trying to pull brothers and sisters to Thanksgiving. Trying to pull brothers and sisters to all manner of wickedness. Read on up.
If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus.
At where?
At Ephesus.
So Paul literally saying he fought with men as with beasts at Ephesus. Meaning, say, that particular crowd at Ephesus, hey, they was tough, man. Scoffing the hell out of Paul, man. And he had to battle with them, similar to what we have to do when we out there on the streets with our people. We have to contend for the faith. Contending for the faith is not saying Merry Christmas back to your co-workers, to your mother or your fathers. That's some of the hardest thing, because they'll try to catch you slipping. Hey, Barrett, my slave name. Try to catch you slipping. I look up. Come on and eat this food. No, I'm gonna go to the car. I'm gonna go to the car, man. I'll be all right. Come on. No, I'm okay. I'll go to the car. Just read. Y'all have to be careful and be aware of those things because they can catch you slipping. Read that again from the top.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 32. If after the same manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage it me if the dead rise not?
If the what?
If the dead rise not.
Read on up.
Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die.
The point that we want is how Paul was dealing with men that were acting like beasts. Our own brothers and sisters that weren't trying to keep the commandments. Go ahead,
Become, man. Because when a person act like a beast, he get with the scripture. Go to Jude right quick. Jude 1 and 10.
The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 10.
Right, read it.
But these speak evil of those things.
Right, read it.
Which they know not.
Which they know not. Read.
But what they know naturally, as brute beasts.
But what they know naturally, guess what? Speaking to these people as brute beasts, right? Read.
In those things they corrupt themselves. Verse 11.
He said, in those things, like in those things, they corrupt themselves, man. Right? Shalaki, dang on family members just won't stop texting and calling, man. That's crazy. But anyway, he said these people, they corrupt themselves, man, being brute beasts, man. Guess what? Guess what? That's why the Lord been comparing us to a lot of things, man, throughout the scriptures, man. But also the Lord said, guess what? This same people, y'all got to think, we the people that held forth the, guess what? The heel of Esau. So we held forth the heel of Esau. Guess what we like? We cleave to Esau. We love what Esau do most of all, man. Right? Let's go to 2 Maccabees 4:15. We cleave to them, man. Right? 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. The Lord said plainly, we love them, man. He said, y'all love them, man. When you get there, let's read it.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
Right, read.
But like in the glory of the Grecians, best of all.
So the Lord said, we're not set by the honor of our fathers, going into what the scriptures, man. The scriptures tell us plain what we're supposed to do. Tell us plain how we're supposed to be. Tell us plain what we're supposed to be celebrating. It tell us plain. But guess what? The Lord said we like the Grecians most of all. We love so-called white man over everything. We love them over our own God, man. Guess what? They copy what we doing, because guess what? They know what we doing is near and dear to our God. But guess what? We copy what they do in wickedness because we know they wickedness. Guess what? We think they wickedness is good. We don't want to call evil good and good evil. Right? And the Lord is really tired of it, man. Right? Let's go. Go ahead.
Can you read up? You start at verse 11.
Yeah. The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 11. In the royal privileges granted them of special favor to the Jews by the means of John the father of Jerubbaal, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid he took away and put it.
So they went special favors for the Romans, right? This is getting into where we start receiving these wicked customs from, man, right? You know, this is like Greek captivity right here. But they went into special favors to the Romans, right? Read.
And putting down the governments which were according to the law.
Mm-hmm.
He brought up new customs against the law.
And this is what we're starting to do. We're starting to bring up new customs that go against our law. Like I said, when you go to 4:15, it said we're not fashioning after our forefathers. Our forefathers never kept no damn Christmas, man. Our ancestors, and you never see them in any aspect of this Bible. Any chapter you go into this Bible, you never see them celebrate no Christmas, celebrate no Thanksgiving. This is where it all started from. This is why I went to that Romans 15:4 and said, you got to start reading the scriptures and see where this stuff come from. This is your wisdom and understanding. The scriptures, right? Read on.
Verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself.
We already know. I went into that place of exercise. What? Going into the gymnasium. Root word gymnasium means naked. That's why everybody want to go to these damn gyms, be naked, man. Right? We get that from these customs of other nations, man. We read.
And brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat.
And you see that they made us. Just like Christmas. Like we were talking about this before class. Christmas was instituted, December 25th was instituted as Christ's birthday around 332, 312, 321.
336.
I seen two that said 336, one of them said 331, somewhere around that area. And they said it wasn't happy. It was by force. They forced us. Constantine was an emperor. He was running stuff, man. They forced us to keep these unhappy holidays. Read.
Verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashion and increase of heathenish manners.
Read that again. Increase of what?
And increase of heathenish manners.
Increase of heathenish manners, man. Your Easter, your Thanksgiving, your Christmases. These things have increased. These are heathen manners. These are not what we do, right? Read.
Through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch.
That's who?
That ungodly
And
wretch.
it show you that these wicked Edomites, man, were ungodly wretches, man. Right? Read.
And no high priest. That
Now when I go to that, now open up a little more to you. Now read 15.
Go down to verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their.
My bad. I read my bad. Read 14. I'm done.
Verse 14. That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple.
And what?
And neglecting the sacrifice.
So now we despise feast of dedication. We just had a great time up in this thing, man. We despise Passover, right? We despise those things because it was brought to us by force to start keeping these hellish, heathenish ways, right? Read.
Hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth.
So now, like I said, you see, it gives you more understanding because now we like their tradition better than our laws, right? That's basically what it's going into. 15 that said we like what they were doing better than what we were doing. It's crazy. We like to go to the gymnasium and to the gym and be naked, man. We weren't naked. We weren't doing that stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's what we like. Go ahead.
yeah. The Grecians had a big influence on a lot of people at the time, but you gotta understand, even when Rome had come into power and started taking over, the Romans didn't take out the Greece, but what they did, they adopted a lot of their gods and their philosophies because they was always giving, Aristotle, stuff like that. So one thing what we were doing, the same thing they did with us. When we was at the bottom of this society, what they did with us being at the bottom of society was, in order to get any kind of glory in that society, what do they do today? Today ain't nothing new. The same thing that we did then, we did that at that time. The same thing we did at that time. But at that time, like today, right now, what they give us, athletics, entertainment. They give us the money. And so what we do, we'll turn away everything we got going on. We'll go against our black people. We'll get on TV and talk bad about our black people just because of the money and the glory that the Grecians give us so we can be like them. And that's what a lot of times I do. That's why it says we like the Grecians, the glory of the Grecians better, because the glory of the Grecians give you that what they call that status in America, status in this world. And that's what we be looking for. We don't be caring about what black people think. What does a white man say? Because even when we stand out against our people or stand up for our people, soon as the white man take that dollar from them, you back on TV. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say what I say. Well, that's why they better not ever give me no money. But get y'all, I ain't telling you, man, I don't care. I said what I said, then I'll put a scripture on. Because the Bible say the same thing. We ain't supposed to be loving these people, man. We ain't supposed to be loving their ways. They got us to hate ourselves so bad. They talk about you so bad. Talk about black women's hair. Oh, it's nappy. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. To where you hate it so bad, you give your hairstyle up and accept theirs. And then as soon as you give yours up, it's like the Chinese people doing now. What do? They got afros now. Nah, it's okay. So they get you to hate yourself, but then they jealous of you.
That's right. Let's go into the Jeremiah chapter 10. I know I've been hearing those Christian apologetics kind of touch on the Jeremiah chapter 10, and they broke this thing down horribly. Right? Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. They broke this thing down horribly. When you get there, let's read it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Because the Lord is talking about Israel, man. Right? This is way before Christ was born. Way before Christ was born. Right? But watch you read it.
Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Why did the Lord telling us to learn out the way of the heathen? Why did Jeremiah tell the children of Israel don't learn the ways of the heathen? Where did he get it from? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 18. This is why I say don't learn the way of the heathen. Chapter 18 and verse 3.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 3.
Because this is a law. This is why he said don't learn the ways of the heathen. This is literally a law. Read it.
After the doings of the land of Egypt.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, read.
Wherein ye dwelt.
Read on.
Shall ye not do.
Shall ye not do. Read.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan.
Which is the land that we took. Right? From the Nile on east. Guess what? We took those lands. Right? Read.
Whither I bring you. Shall ye not do.
Guess what? When you go among them people, don't do what they doing. Right? The Lord literally saying, when you go there, don't do what they doing. Read on.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
So the Lord said, neither shall we walk in their ordinances, man. Jump over to chapter 20, man, verse 22.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments.
Read.
And do them.
And do what?
And do them.
And do them, read.
That the land whither I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out.
So the Lord said, wherever I send you, guess what? You keep my law, statutes, and commandments, for the land don't spew you out. Going into the people, man, so the people won't destroy you, man. Right? But watch you read on.
Verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nations.
He said, this is literally a commandment for us not to walk in the manner of these other nations, man. Read.
Which I cast out before you.
Read on.
For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
And the Lord said, I hated that, man. They committed all these whoredoms that he hate, man. Read.
But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you.
He said, you said, if we going to inherit the land, and the Lord said, he'll give it unto us, read.
To possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey.
That's the promised land, read.
I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people.
If the Lord separated us from other people, why the hell we fighting so hard to be around them, man? The Lord said, I literally separated y'all from them, man. Why you think they don't live amongst us? The Lord literally put us on this side and they put them on that side. Right?
Even in the time we was in Egyptian captivity, we was in the land of Goshen, and they was in the land of Egypt. Right? Goshen was north, basically. You know, Esau done flipped even that on the map. But the Most High God have always kept us separate, even when you go into various other precepts. Like I said, this mentality that we got that God loves everybody, he's for everybody, he wants everybody to be one. That's not in the Bible. Go ahead,
right? Read on,
Verse 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean.
So guess what? This is law that the Lord is giving us, literally giving us laws. He said, guess what? Where I send you, you better put, the Lord specifically saying, put difference between clean and unclean. So why in the hell do we eat pork? Shrimp, lobster, steak, shrimp, lobster. Not steak, steak good. But why we eat all these other stuff that we shouldn't be eating? Pork been killing our people for a long time, and our people won't let it go. Our people been dying for pork forever. Half the people in my family done died for pork. And we just won't let it go, man, because guess what? Chitterlings on my plate, right? Got to have them, man. Our people want them. Want a pig booty hole, man. That's what a chitterling is, man. It's a booty hole in the Testament. You
gotta say it plain.
Hey.
Got you thinking
You
now.
can't say it too plain. You really want to say the other word, ASS.
For real,
That's,
man.
that's what you eat.
That's what you eat, man. You eating a whole intestinal tract. The whole intestinal tract. That's what we eat, man. Right?
It's HIT. Yeah, for real. It's Philly.
I wanna, because I was just talking to him last night about some of these other translations. Go to Romans 12 and 2. Because even when the Bible is speaking on repenting and turning and renewing your mind, it's talking about come out of the ways that you have learned from the other cultures and other people around you. And I'm going to show you this in this thing. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable, and perfect will of God.
And that's what it's saying, by being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Get your mind out of the ways that we was taught by these other people. And I'm going to read this translation under the TPT. I'm going to watch how this say, because it's talking about the same thing it's speaking of. It says, stop imitating the ideas of the culture around you. That's what we do. We imitate the ideas of the cultures around us. This is that same scripture. But be inwardly transformed by the Holy Spirit through a total reformation of how you think. We can't think like we used to. We can't think like these people that we've been imprisoned by. That's not how we're supposed to think. That's not how we're supposed to do. And it said this will empower you to discern God's will as you live a beautiful life, satisfying and perfect in His eyes. That's how we're supposed to be. Don't get nothing. The cultures around us, garbage. Everything they trying to get us to do is to hurt you. Nothing that they got is good for you. If you was my slave, I'm not giving you nothing good, not to make you feel equal to me. Why would I? You'll be a dumb slave owner. Your slave's gonna take over your whole farm in a minute if you make them equal. So you think these people who took us in captivity is gonna give us something to make us equal with them? Y'all mistakenly stupid if that's how you think.
Benaniyah, get up, go walk around, man. I'm gonna tell you 3 times, get up. Go in there and walk around. Man.
Get up.
Go in there, go walk around. Go in there and walk around. And tell you 3 times, my boy.
It'll teach.
Go walk around.
Go back to Leviticus chapter 20. Start 25 from the top.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean,
Right, read it.
and between unclean fowls and clean.
Right.
And you shall not make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl.
So the Lord said we should make our soul abomination to Him by these animals. Right, read.
Or by any manner of living thing
Oh, by any manner of living thing. Read.
that creepeth on the ground.
Right? Because guess what? This goes into shrimp too. Guess what? This goes into crawfish too. The Lord said fins and scales, man. Right? Read it.
Which I have separated from you as unclean.
So the Lord said He separated us because we already got a law. It's already established. We just can't go by and change the laws that the Lord had already gave us, man. Right? That's why the precept that we pulled beginning in the beginning of the class, Colossians 2 and 8, that's why the Lord said, that's what beware of the people that try to do you like that. Through philosophy and vain deceit by the tradition of men. Right? Yeah. Verse 26.
Verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy.
So the Lord said, you should be holy unto me because I'm holy, man. Read.
And have severed you.
And He separated us, man. Read.
From other people.
Why did He separate us from other people? Read the next part.
That ye should be mine.
The reason why the Lord separated us so we can be His. Not the other nations. He separated us because he wanted us for himself alone. That's a special thing, man. Man, brothers and sisters, man, should be, hey, this alone should make brothers and sisters want to keep the commandments, man. The Lord, I separated y'all for myself, man. It's what? All these nations in the Bible, 17 nations, 18 nations in the Bible. And the Lord said, out of all the nations in the Bible, I want y'all. Right? That's why the Lord punishing us, because we not listening. Go ahead.
Man, that verse 25, that law is heavy. Because on a deeper spiritual note, that beast could go into what? Men too. Most High God compares us to beasts. He compares us to fowls, and he compares us to creeping things as well. So that's literally a law that brothers can precept with the other beast precepts that we have. 1 Corinthians 15:32, 2 Peter 2:12, Jude 1:10. Those are precepts. That was a great law that I brought out.
Right? And this is so when you looking at how the Lord wants us to be, we got to walk ye in it, man. Right? Go to Exodus.
Hold on, please. Go to read 27, man. You just made a point on this, man. You just made a point on this. Please read 27.
Verse 27. Verse 27. A man also, or woman, that had the familiar spirit.
So what is this that brothers and sisters have on them when they doing this wicked stuff? It's number spirits, man. These are spirits. They are heard, oh, I'm doing Christmas celebrating for the children. Just got them a new PS5. That's a spirit they got on them, man. Like I said, the sickness going around, spirit, everything you look at in the spiritual realm, man, because that's what it is. This is a spiritual warfare, and that's what spirit people got on them out there, man. And guess what? This weekend, guess what it's going to be? A lot of deaths. Because it's a lot of spirits out there that's going to be going back and forth with each other. Holiday parties, Christmas sleepovers.
Oh, look, leaving that Christmas tree lit up, burning down the whole house.
That's right.
No.
Oh.
Spirits, man. I just said that this is a spirit that's on our people, man. Read that again throughout.
Verse 27 from the top. A man also, or woman, that had the familiar spirit, or that is a wizard.
And we know, according to what? 1 Samuel what? 15 and what? 23, that is considered what? To be a wizard or a familiar spirit when you're not keeping the laws. Right? Read on.
Shall surely be put to death.
No, they might get put to death.
Shall surely be put to death.
And that's why you see a lot of people get their candles blown out right around these holidays, man. These holidays, man. Thanksgiving, car wrecks, bad car wrecks and stuff, man. Oh, we was going out of town to visit the people for Christmas. Yeah, car wrecks. Right? This is what happens. It's a familiar spirit. Spirits that the Most High God is what? And like he said, he created spirits for what? For vengeance. Sometimes that evil spirit is to do it what it's supposed to do. Right? That person veer off, drinking all that eggnog with some hen in it. Right? Go out the deep end. Take you with them, man. Familiar spirits, man. It's a spiritual thing. Go ahead, Doc.
Go to Exodus chapter 34, verse 12. Going into the same thing, man. Exodus chapter 34 and verse 12.
The book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 12.
Right, read it.
Take heed to thyself.
So the Lord is telling us to take heed to ourselves, right? Read.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land.
Because guess what? When we do these customs, we make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land. When we give into their laws over God's laws, we made a covenant with them, man. Right? Read.
Whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Right? Read.
But ye shall destroy their altars.
So the Lord said, how do we destroy the altars of Christmas? Do any brothers and sisters know? By doing what? That's simple. By not doing it. That's how you break down the altars of these things, man. Right? Read.
But ye shall destroy their altars.
Right? Read.
Break their images.
And break their images. Read.
And cut down their groves.
Guess what? We're not giving into any of their philosophies. We know Guess what? Christ wasn't born on December 25th. Check. Guess what? We ain't celebrate Christmas. Check. Guess what? This ain't a Holly John. This ain't we gonna celebrate a piece of dedication. Check. This is how we defeat them, by doing what God say and not what man say. Right? That's a simple defeat. Right?
Jump back up to
Verse 12 real quick.
Verse 12, take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land.
What did the Most High God, what brother got the precept showing on how the Most High God told us about making covenants with the other nations? And what? 7 and 2. Yeah, 7 and 3 on there. Y'all make sure y'all understand that. He literally told us don't make no covenant with them. Go ahead, Al.
Become. Read verse 14.
Verse 14, for thou shalt worship no other God.
And the Lord said, we shall worship no other God. Is we doing what man do over God, we putting man over God. That's changing the truth of God into a lie, according to Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Right? Read.
For the Lord, whose name is jealous.
Whose name is what?
Is jealous.
The Lord's name is jealous. Take it how you want to take it. Right? Read.
Is a jealous God.
Because he's a jealous God. Why would, if I created you just like our sons and daughters, if we created this child, what you think if another child call another person mama, call another person daddy, how you think we're gonna feel about this? You don't raise this child all the way up. I done nursed you all the way up, and you call somebody else mama, or call somebody else daddy, you gonna be mad as hell. Right? That's the reason why the Lord say,
even on the reverse end, even when our children hear another child call us mama, dad, they looking like, what the, like, that's my mom.
Right? For real. Right? But read on.
Verse 15, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land.
Lest we make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, read.
And they go a-whoring after their God.
And they go a-whoring, man. After their gods, read.
And do sacrifice unto their God.
Right, read.
And one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice.
So guess what, man? When the Lord said you going after other gods, the Lord called their gods, called us going after their gods, he called us a whore. You want to be a whore in the Lord's eyes? The Lord said you going a whoring. What? Why we call a whoring? A whoring gonna do what? You gonna be a whore? A whore goes a whoring. Simple as that, man. A whore goes a whoring. Right? Read.
Verse 16. And thou take of their daughters.
And take of their daughters
Unto thy sons.
Same thing I was breaking down in Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Just like that. Read.
And their daughters go a whoring
Right.
after their God.
Read.
And make thy sons go a whoring after their God.
Read on.
Thou shalt make thee no molten God.
So when he said let that our daughters and our sons, guess what? We don't teach our children I'm doing this for the children. You can't teach it. Guess what? You making your children go a whoring. You make just like you was a whore, you make your children go be turned to whores. Scripture say it plain. You ain't doing it for the, guess what? The Lord ain't accepting it because you're doing it for the children, because it don't make no sense, man. Right? Hold your precept out. We got you.
Even within that, I know brothers anxious, all praise, man. But better be anxious when we ask y'all specific questions too. That'd be the thing. Be anxious during that damn time. The point that I bring out, great points, man. I have to word it to where we can't give the answer. What will be the molten God today? That's one of them. What are we going into today? The trees. That will be the molten gods today. Because the thought is with apologetics, well, I'm not actually making a molten god. A tree is not a molten god. Yes, it is, nigga. Or Esau. You know, we say that because we know a lot of times it's our people that try to bag them up 100%. But that would be considered a molten image as well. It goes under the same category.
And that's how you guess what? That's how Esau back us into a corner.
That's right.
Because guess what? Just think about that's why the Lord compared us to beef and compared us to creeping things and fishes and all these different animals, because they guess what? They feel like they don't have no God. Think about before we learned the truth, we felt like, guess what, man? We didn't really have no God to really to worship or understand. We didn't really have that God like that. Because I know for myself, guess what? I smoke cigarettes, all kind of stuff, man. But when I found out that I really have a God that'll fight for me, I found out I really got a God that we really can serve, that we have the one true God. Guess what? I put away all those things, man. Right? Because I knew that, guess what? It was a purpose for me. We live a whole nation of people that have no purpose. Only thing our purpose is to get money. Guess what? Drive nice cars and bang a lot of sisters, and sisters like to get banged. And that's the truth. And guess what? Brothers banging brothers and sisters banging sisters too. All of that. We really feel that way, man. Go ahead.
Even to make another point, they want to home in on the point. Because what do our people sacrifice when they putting up those trees? You can sacrifice your life because it could burn down your house. They sacrificing money to do what? To put gifts up under their present. A lot of times, mamas, daddies, they don't have the damn money to do it. Some mamas and daddies will actually do what? Sacrifice their freedom. They'll go out and steal just to get their churches those presents or whatnot. So you're sacrificing unto that image. Lies, scam, all that. That's exactly right.
Right. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 10 right quick.
And they fight.
Oh yeah, especially Black Friday. It's gonna be boxing central in that month. All right. Black Friday comes, shoot. We'll be swinging and windmilling. You get these feet and hands, man. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus said the Lord.
Right, read.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Because guess what? It was commanded that we should learn their way. This is a commandment, man. The Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen, man. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And guess what? And be not dismayed. Why you telling us be not dismayed? Because Esau is dismayed at the signs. Right? They're going to be even dismayed to the end. Watch this. Go to Obadiah. Watch this. Go to Obadiah 1. And that verse, let me see. Get that bitch here. I think it's verse 9. Watch this. Read that.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman.
O Teman, right? Read.
Shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
So guess what? They're going to be even dismayed all the way to the end. Right? To the end of this world, Esau is going to be dismayed the whole time. And meaning, guess what? They're going to be trying to pull people away the whole time. They're not going to stop. They're going to be dismayed all the way to the end. Right? To guess what? Until they seal up the 2/3. And the Lord seal up the 1/3. And the 144, right? They're going to be dismayed all the way to the end, man. Right? This is how Esau roll, man. Right? They want to pull us away. That's why if they dismayed, guess what? That's why you think we be good slaves. Guess what? Master sick, guess what? We sick. Dismayed, we dismayed. Right? This is how good slaves think, man. Right? We cleave to them, man. Right? But the Lord telling us not to do those things, man. Because guess the reason why the Lord telling us not to do them? Because they gonna be dismayed to the end until the Lord cut them off, man. Right? Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 10, man. Jeremiah chapter 10 in let's go to verse 3.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
So the Lord said that, guess what? When we just read down, the Lord said, learn not the ways of the heathen. Be not dismayed of the signs of the heaven, because the heathen are dismayed. Now it goes into for the custom of the people are vain. This custom that is finna to explain, the Lord literally saying that this custom is vain. Right? Read.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
He said one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
So what do you think this is going into? This is going into dang on Christmas, man. Way before Christ was even born. Why is this even? That's why I thank the Lord he put it in Jeremiah. Because he wants them literally to see, no, this is not Christmas.
That's why it's pivotal that brothers and sisters understand world history and chronology, meaning the ordering of prophecies and the order of history itself. I think we just go through life, we don't think about nothing. That's why we literally quiz brothers and sisters on what's the order of the what do Captain, do I got to say it in order? Yes, damn it.
You do.
You got to say it in order because it is building a premise to literally train you on how to understand chronology of the precepts.
Because just like I can saying, I guarantee you know the order of how Santa Claus bring presents. I bet you know the order of the Peter. I bet you a lot of us probably still know the order of the reindeer. I bet you know Rudolph still is in the front, don't you? With the red nose. You know that history. But when it comes down to our history, you don't want to learn the things in order, man. No. You're gonna have to learn these things, man. Right?
I want to read you something about this is they know that what this is. Our people don't want to even learn it. We just like forget it. It's the only time I get to see. It's 360. They got 365 days a year. You can see your family anytime. Why do they gotta choose when you go see your family? You get vacation days, you can take off. But I want to reach this to you because they knew this stuff and they know that they feed you all nothing but lies. But we're good.
Real quick, even what Captain McAfee said, a lot of people swear that we hate white supremacy. But then when they tell you to do something, you do it. We do it, man. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and so on and so forth. Go ahead,
I'm gonna read a couple of things off of this right quick. Two figures, and this is how I know they know, because this is the BibleTools.org. And a lot of times these Bible tools that they've got came from who? Esau. So with them being in the scholar and having all their little scholarly meetings, they done went through this stuff. They know this stuff. They wrote this. Now watch this. Two key figures in the origin of Christmas are Nimrod, a great-grand.
I don't want to touch Nimrod.
Oh, you don't want to touch it yet? Okay.
Because we're gonna go into the whole thing on Nimrod. I don't want you to touch it yet. Like, you know I ain't gonna miss it. You know I ain't gonna miss it. I kind of feel you. I ain't gonna miss it. For sure I ain't gonna miss it.
I did tell you later on.
Give us about 10, 15 minutes. We'll give it to him. We'll let Maccabee go into the whole thing. Go back to Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 3 right quick. Then we'll go into this right quick. Then we'll go back.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3 from the top.
Right, read it.
For the customs of the people are vain.
It said, for the custom of the people are vain. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Right, read on.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
Let's go touch on this, man. Go to Psalm chapter 74. Psalm chapter 74. We'll start at verse 4. On brother and sister, look at this thing spiritually, man. See if you can catch it. When you get there, let's read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 74, verse 4. Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregation.
It said, thy enemies roar in the midst of thy congregation. Read.
They set up by their ensign for signs.
Guess what? They set up, guess what? They set up through their medias. They set up through their influence of the music. They set up through all their, guess what, social media outlets for a sign for us, right? But read.
Verse 5. A man was famous according as he had lifted up axes upon the fig tree.
What is it y'all think this going into? Chopping down trees. A man was famous because guess what? He started cutting down trees. One brother and little sister, listen to this spiritually. Think about how the nations, guess what? It said that they roar in the midst of the congregation. We're the congregation that they roar in the midst of. Right? They roaring in the midst of the congregation, right? Read it. Verse 6.
Verse 6, but now they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers.
So what is this going into? He said they break down the carved work with hammers and axes. They don't need to go. They can make a tree now. They ain't got to literally go into the woods and cut down the tree. They can make it.
And make it much easier for you to see.
That's right. Make it way more easy for you to see him, right? Read.
Verse 7. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary.
Because guess what? This goes into us casting our children to the fire, man. They cast fire into the sanctuary, man.
Now, I'm gonna tell you that's a heavy point because just think about it. How many so-called Negroes, if we had to set up a Christmas tree, you had to go cut it down, go set up a Christmas tree. Mama, you ain't getting no damn Christmas tree this year. You have to literally go and cut that thing down. Dad ain't going to go do that thing in the woods. Where the wolves at? No. Snakes? No, I ain't going. You ain't getting no damn Christmas tree. So they make it more easier, like we said, for brothers and sisters to commit sin.
You ain't lying, boy. Especially come the video games don't come to treat.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
For real. Right? Read verse 7.
Verse 7. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary.
Right? Read.
They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground.
Guess what? They cast down. They cast our nation down, man. By us, guess what? Giving heed to those things, man. Right? Read it.
Verse 8. They said in their heart,
What they say.
let us destroy them together.
You see how they go? These nations got all cahoots together to destroy us. He said, let us go destroy them together.
And this is so the category they saying to destroy us. They was going through everything that we do. And like I said, like even on this point, this letting you know it was categorized. We're gonna destroy that, they do that, we're gonna destroy that, they do that, we're gonna destroy that, they do that. They think like this, let's destroy that. And they was going through the whole thing until we just was like, whatever you want.
That's right. Why you think the Lord called King David a prophet, man? He prophesied what was to come, man. He's looking at the future like, man, this is a decayed state, man. Right? But watch it, read it. Verse 8.
Verse 8. They said in their heart,
What they say?
let us destroy them together.
Right, read.
They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land.
Guess what? All the real churches where God's word were really being taught in, they burnt all those places up. Right? This goes in also into the Nicaea Council. How they burned up the Bible. Right? They literally came and tried to destroy us. Man, since we've been on this planet, guess what? And they have been in rulership, they've been trying to destroy us forever. They literally been trying to destroy us forever, and we literally been trying to love them like they one of us. They guess what? We love them, and they hate our damn guts, man. They hate our guts, man. But guess what? And they get around you. Hey, brother, how you doing? You're my brother. I love you. Hey, sister, how you doing? But it's not the same because guess what? Behind closed door, you ain't nothing but another nigga, right? What?
And that's what they do. They everybody got an assigned Becky to them. You know what I'm saying? They assigned team. We always got that one friend with it, and our people do that because when they coming against us, it's not because of all the way. It's because they got that one friend that he's cool, and they don't even talk like that. He's cool. He's so cool. He's speaking like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they and like. Well, anytime you talk to any white people about racism, first thing they tell you is what?
I got a black friend.
I got one. I'm safe.
I'm safe. I have a black friend. Fool, get your right.
Yeah, it's a sign both ways around, boy. They got a plan going on, man. Y'all better recognize.
Verse 9. Now.
Verse 9. We see not our sign.
We see not because guess what? Now we can't see our signs. Right? We've been blinded because we done went into they holidays so many times. Guess what? Mama can't see the sign no more. Daddy can't see the sign no more. Your brothers and sisters, your aunties and uncles, they can't see the sign no more. Only sign they see is what the sign that they done seen by the heathens and what they done. We can't see the signs no more. Read.
We see not our signs.
Read.
There is no more any prophet.
And guess what? We had no leaders. Read.
Neither is there any. Neither is there among us any that knoweth how long.
Guess what? We don't even know how long we're gonna be in this cave state. I know before I came in the truth, I just know I was tired of living like this, man. I didn't know why, but I knew I was tired of like, dang, why I just can't get ahead. Guess what? The wicked Negroes, I ain't gonna lie, me myself praying the Lord, like, Lord, please, Lord, let me make it back over here with these couple pounds. Right? Please let me make it back over here with this brick. We saw how we were living. We didn't know how long we would be in this condition because we thought what we was doing was right, man. But guess what? The Lord giving us an opportunity that we can change these things, man. Right? But read on.
Verse 10. Oh God, how long shall the adversary reproach?
This is what King David asking the Lord. How long are these people going to reproach us, man? Right? That's why we got to put out a decree. Guess what? If mama celebrate Christmas, say, no, mama, don't celebrate dedication. Guess what? You can give gifts during dedication. The Lord called dedication the Feast of Lights. Put your lights up for the dedication. Take them down for Christmas.
That's right.
Right? Put it up during the Feast of Lights when it really is supposed to go on. Right? This is something we got to start changing, man. Because guess what? You can put them in, the Lord can put us in the best lane, but if we don't change our mindset, we still go back to the same person we was, man. Right?
What Ak is bringing out is a great point, man. This is how we know that King David was a prophet and he was prophesying. Because think about it, during the time of King David, when he was writing the Psalms, he had nations in submission. So what adversary reproached King David? None. So that lets you know that he was talking about us in this time. It's talking prophetically, man. The thing is heavy. Go ahead, Ak.
Right? Verse 10.
Verse 10. Oh God, how long shall the adversary reproach?
Right, read.
Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever?
So guess what? He asking, should the enemy keep blaspheming your name forever? Right. Think about it, man. Because guess what? This is what they doing by doing their holidays, man. Read on.
Verse 11. Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand?
Even Christ, read.
Pluck it out of thy bosom.
Because guess what? That's what they're trying to do. To take our God away. Because guess what? In order for them to tell us what the truth is, they got to replace the truth, guess what, with a lie. One thing about, guess what, you in the truth, really for the truth, it's no substitution for the truth. The truth going to be where it is regardless. Guess what? We can talk to each other all day long. Guess what? If we can break out an argument, you ain't going to say no more than what I'm going to say. I ain't going to say no more than what you say. But the truth is always going to prevail over anything we say. Guess what? We can all say, we can all agree. Guess what? This speaker is black. But then we all can tell ourselves a lie. Say, no, this speaker white. And we all can, guess what? Walk past it every day saying that this speaker white. We all know in our hearts this speaker black. We just got to, guess what? And it's not going to change. It is what it is. It's literally black. We got to be real about what we looking at, about what we doing. We got to identify those things, man. If you see it and you know it's real, make it be real, right? Because if it's something, let it be something. But if it's nothing, let it be nothing too, right? And that's what the Lord trying to make it plain to us. If I gave you high holy days, guess what? You just do that, right? They made a Christmas. No, you know not to do that, right? You know not to do that, right? Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. We'll go back to verse 3. We're going to read down. Now we're going to get ready to go into Nimrod.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3 from the top. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
With that axe, read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So if they decking the tree with silver and gold, come on, man. I heard these dang on Christian apologists, they was breaking that thing down and they looked real horrible. They looked at horrible, man. Trying to break these scriptures down, man. They have no clue of what God is saying. Guess what? That's why the Lord said the scripture is plain unto the holy, but guess what? It's a stumbling block to the wicked, man. It's gonna always be a stumbling block to them because they don't understand what God's saying, man. Right? He said they deck it with silver and gold, right? Read on.
They fastened it with nails and with hammers, that it moved not.
He said that it moved not, man. That's the reason why they fastened it with hammers, that it moved not, man. Right? This is the main reason why they doing it, man. Read.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
Well, what is that going into? Do any brothers and sisters know?
That tree that they used to go cut out some wood and bring it in the house and put the shade up under there to fasten it to the ground.
No, I said verse 5. He said they are upright as a palm tree. They stand up tall. This goes into Nimrod. This goes into the spirit of Nimrod, right? And this is something that, I'm just going to get ready and touch on right now, right?
I'm gonna go on some of that tree first, then we're gonna go into Nimrod. I want to read this. Like I said before, they already knew about all these things. And in fact, they had an article in Dallas Morning News in 1986 about this Christmas thing being a pagan holiday, but everybody ignored it. Still went ahead and did Christmas. At that time, I was Christmas too, so I didn't read it, but I'm sure it says, look, and like I said, this is also from the BibleTools.org. It said evergreen trees were important fertility emblems for the pre-Christian ceremonies marking the winter solstice. People from ancient societies believed that by decorating their homes and temples with the evergreen plants such as the holly, ivy, and mistletoe, they were helping to carry and diminish sun through the critical period. Mistletoe was the most sacred plant of the Druids. It was great reverence because it grew on a venerated oak. The custom of kissing under the mistletoe comes from the ancient idea that the mistletoe is the oak's genitalia. So y'all better. That's why y'all kissing that back in. Yeah, kissing that, boy. And so it was believed that under embrace, under the glistening berries, was sure guarantee of a fruit.
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear what they read that thing? Oh, did y'all hear what it said? What it represents? It's literally showing how vile of customs when you search the origins. We celebrate.
Yeah, baby, it's jiggly, baby. But hold on. Like I said, I'm gonna read this and we're gonna go down. When we get to Nimrod, we're gonna read some more, man. Cause like what this holiday really was, man. I know some of y'all might fantasize about it, but we'll go through it. And so it was believed that the embrace under it is glistening berries was sure guarantee of a fruitful union. I bet you when you're kissing balls. But the decoration of Christmas tree is a survival pagan tree veneration. For centuries before Christianity, holly was used for celebrating their winter Saturnalia. And I'm gonna stop on that. We're gonna come back again when we get to Nimrod. But
Watch it.
It said when you was kissing a mistletoe, man, they were happy for that because it was like you was kissing genitalia. He didn't read it again. Y'all didn't hear that, man. It said they were happy for the mistletoe because it was like they were kissing genitalia. I don't know if y'all know what genitalia. If you know what a mistletoe looked like, it got two damn. They got leaves and they got what?
Two little bitty red jingle bells. So man, some red little jingle bells on it.
That's some jingle bells on that, man.
Yeah, some jingle bells on it. Right? They got some jingle bells on it. Go to Genesis chapter 10 right quick, man. Genesis chapter 10 and verse 8, man. That is pretty crazy, man.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 8. in Cush begat Nimrod.
And Cush begat Nimrod. Read.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
He said he became to be a mighty one in the earth, man. Right? Read.
He was a mighty hunter.
What kind of hunter was Nimrod? It said a mighty hunter, but what kind of hunter was he? Did he kill an animal? Did he kill? He was hunting what? He was hunting the souls of men. Why do you think during the time of Nimrod it was the tower? He had the Tower of Babel. What does Babel mean? Confusion. He brought confusion to the earth. Right? Read.
He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
So guess what? And now people will use that and they'll say that Nimrod, guess what? Who is a mighty hunter right now?
Esau.
So that same spirit from then into now, guess what? The same spirit. It never changed. That spirit never changed. Even from, just think about what we read from Genesis chapter 3, talking about the serpent. Right? From the serpent to Nimrod to Esau right now. Guess what? That spirit's been the same. Guess what? And through that, they done got riches. They done got fame. They done got glory. And what do? They oppress the poor. Right? Let's get that in Psalm chapter 10 right quick. This is how they do with their wickedness, man. Psalm chapter 10, start at verse 2.
Book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor.
He said, the wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Read.
Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Right, read.
For the wicked boasted of his heart's
So the
desire,
wicked boasts of this heart desire, read.
and bless the covetous, whom the Lord abhors.
So guess what? Anybody that's covetous, guess what? The wicked gonna bless that thing, man. Hey, you on our side. Guess what, brother? You one of us. Right? That's how the wicked talk. You one of us. He bless the covetous, man. The more the Negro chase out the money, the more the Negro want to be in this world, the wicked are coveted, man. Right? Read.
Verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance,
Right?
will not seek after God.
Yeah, never seek out the God. Read.
God is not in all his thoughts.
He said God ain't in his thoughts. Read.
His ways are always grievous.
He said his ways is always grievous. Read.
Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
So guess what? This is how the same spirit from then to now, it never changed, man. Right? We've been fighting against the same old spirit for a long time, man. Read.
As for his enemies,
read.
he puppet at them.
Guess what, man? You can't do nothing, man. Like, you think you can do something against this? Guess what? That's the pride of Esau's heart. That's like just like Nimrod. Nimrod knew he ran the world at the time, man. Nobody could touch him, man. Right? Read.
He has said in his heart,
What did he say?
I shall not be moved.
Because guess what? Think about how America runs. Guess what? America says that they're the strongest country in the world and nobody can stop us. Right? They said, if you say something against America, guess what? Any country says something against America, they're going to put sanctions on your country and you ain't going to be able to do nothing. They said that they can't be moved, man. You can't touch us, man. I'm American. All right? Said the home of the slaves, the home of the free. That's what they said. Right? But read.
He had said in his heart,
What did he say?
I shall not be moved,
Mm-hmm.
for I shall never be in adversity.
So guess what? America don't think they'll ever be in adversity, man. And guess what? The elite, they know, but guess what? And us, we think, man, well, we'll blow them off the map if they touch us. We talk like this. This is how we talk. Man, they touch us, we'll do this to them. Guess what? Because you got the American mindset too, because you feel like you're American too. Guess what? And niggas will die for that mug.
You good, straight. You be sitting out there chanting with them.
Boy, I'm talking about hard.
Hey, people that got you in the penitentiary.
I don't know if y'all see in verse 4. Read verse 4 real quick.
Verse 4. from the top. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
It said the wicked won't seek after God because of the pride of his countenance. Read this part.
God is not in all his thoughts.
God is what?
God is not in all his thoughts.
God is not in all his thoughts. God can't be in some of your thoughts. You consider wicked, right? You can't want to please God on certain situations, but not in all your thoughts. You categorize as wicked. It said God is not in all of his thoughts. It would have said some, majority, most, in most instances, right? But it said God is not in all his thoughts. God needs to be in your thoughts in the morning, when you go to work, when you're going through these times right now, these wicked hella days. God needs to be in all your thoughts, man. I don't know if y'all seen that, but that just hit me. It said, dang, God is not in all his thoughts. It made an emphasis to put all his thoughts. It didn't just say his thoughts. It said all of his thoughts, man. Because when God's not in all of your thoughts, guess what you do? You leave the door open for the devil to get in some of your thoughts.
Right.
You leave the door open now for Christmas. You leave the door open for Thanksgiving. Oh, well, I'm going to still eat this pork. I'm going to still act like this old dot. I'm going to still be this old. I'm going to still go out here and go horn a little bit because it's not in all your thoughts.
Right. So when you going back to when you go back to Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 5, when it goes into upright like the palm, it goes into what's the palm tree? It's one of the tallest trees, right? It's one of the tallest trees. So think about, that's why you say these right here goes into comparison of Nimrod. What did Nimrod build that was tall? You see how they go? It feels like he wanted to be as what? As God. He wanted to be as God. He wanted to be as the ruler of other people, and everybody, guess what, worship him, man. Right? And so guess what you think when people doing when they get these Christmas trees, man? And guess what? Everybody get a Christmas tree. You want the tallest, biggest tree you can get, man. Guess what? If you go in somebody's house, they got that little ass Christmas tree. You be like, Daddy, they got a little ass Christmas tree. Think about what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of people see, well, you be like, Daddy, got this little ass Christmas tree up here. He got about 2 presents up under this mug. He ain't got nothing going. Right?
That's what they do too. They fight somebody by the height of the tree when they out buying.
That's right.
The taller the tree, and that's why the people who want to buy them trees, boy, that's why they out there early. They already got their money. They don't care how much it costs. They get them so they can. I'm representing Nimrod in big time, big way.
So he began to be mighty on earth. He became what, the tallest tree.
That's right. That's how he became to be mighty. And that same spirit travels even to right now. Read Psalm 10 verse 7. We all still there.
Book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing.
Say his mouth is full of cursing. Read.
And deceit and fraud.
And guess what? He deceitful and he fraud. Guess what? This time of the year, it's so many scandals and fraud that went on this time of the year. It don't make no sense, man. Think about this, man.
Hey, say, who begat Nimrod? Kush. What are they? Say, man, me and this boy know about them damn Africans. All they do is
scam, man.
That's all they do is scam. They money. I'm telling y'all, man.
That's
fraudulent, man.
On your phones, and when they call you, that's where they be from, them African
Hey,
countries.
man, you better put this thing together, man. The Bible ain't no joke, man.
That's right. And that's what they do. Look here, man. Who got more sales than this time of the year? Who's selling more stuff than this time of the year? Nobody. Selling more than what they do. Guess what? You go into Halloween, they selling that much? No. You think they selling that much in Passover time or they Easter time? No. This time of year, nobody can sell more than they can sell during the Christmas time. All the sales go on. Guess what? All the people want to make money. Guess what? They deceit and it's fraud this time of the year, right?
Jerubbaal, you remember over there, Oak Cliff, Texaco, on Ledbetter. It's an African-owned gas station. If you go in there, look at every date on every food item in there. All of it is old food. They be doing that. We done went to about 3 stores. And every one of them African stores got outdated food, selling them in black communities, scamming all the time. And that's exactly what the same thing Nimrod is, a scammer. They are scammers, man. And that's like I said, so I'd rather go to them Chinese stores before I go into one of them African stores. All right, boy, yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know, I can feel how the lower
Jerubbaal see them, boy, Jerubbaal see Moab, boy. I can tell you right now, we are not getting. He was not, boy. He I'm like, I'm buying. I'm good. He's not eating.
Watch this. Go to Micah chapter 5. Verse 5.
The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 5. And this man shall be the peace when the Assyrians shall come into our land.
Right, read.
And when he shall tread in our palaces.
And we shall tread in our palaces, read.
Then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds
Read.
and 8 principal men.
Right, read on.
And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword.
And we shall waste the land of Syria with the sword, read.
And the land of Nimrod and the entrances thereof.
Because guess what? We've been fighting against the same spirit for a long time, man. During the time of Assyria, to the time of Egypt, before Egypt, man. Through the time of Babel, unto Egypt, unto Assyria, the same spirit been on the planet. Guess what? We done had to fight against, man. We had to fight from the beginning all the way to the end, man. Or the same dang on spirit, he not gonna let up, man. Right, read.
In the entrances thereof, thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian when he cometh into our land.
Read.
And when he treadeth within our borders.
So guess what, man? When we got Christ, man, the King, man, on our side, man. The only way we can be able to tread these things down throughout this captivity, we got to make sure we keep them in front of us, man. Don't think that we read about Nimrod now and like the spirit of Nimrod not on the planet, because we know the spirit of Nimrod right on the planet because of you pull your money out, you see a pyramid on your dang on money. Why is the signs of Africa and Egypt is on your money? In America. For no reason. What do you think the maritime law government goes into, man?
And that's one thing behind that pyramid. If y'all look behind the pyramid, there's water behind that. Maritime law, the law of water. They showing you everything that's according to this Bible and according to history. They showing it. It's right in your face. We just got to take the time to look at that and understand what that means.
Let me read this right quick. This is a book called The Origins of Christmas by RCG. It says, no booklet about Christmas is complete without some explanation about the Christmas tree. We have touched on it without directly focusing on it. The modern Christmas tree originated in Germany, but the Germans got it from the Romans, who got it from the Babylonians. It says, the following demonstrates that the Babylonians believed about the origin of the Christmas tree. An old Babylonian fable told of an evergreen tree which sprang out of the dead tree stump. The old stump symbolized the dead Nimrod. The evergreen tree symbolized that Nimrod had come to life again in Tammuz. Tammuz was, if y'all know the history, Tammuz was Nimrod's son that he had with his mother, Semiramis. So those things have even origins in the Trinity, going passed down from the Egyptians. All those things and a lot of these customs come from the Babylonians and from Nimrod. Go ahead,
You finished on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to give you some more information from that other thing. So Ramesses and Horus were worshipped as Madonna and the child. As the generations passed, they were worshipped under the other names in different countries and languages. Many of these are recognized: Fortuna, Jupiter in Rome, Aphrodite, Adonis in Greece, Astaroth, and Astar in Molech, Baal in Canaan. During the time between Babylon and Christ, Pagans developed the belief the days grew shorter in the early winter because their sun god was leaving them. When they saw the length of the days increasing, they celebrated by, watch this. Watch this. This is how they celebrated. This is what we get this for. They celebrated by riotous, unrestrained feasting and orgies. This celebration, known as Saturnalia, was named out of Saturn, another name for Nimrod. That is what you're celebrating. Like I said, they was running around at this time in the snow, butt naked, screwing everything. And this is the same thing that these people are actually celebrating. We don't even be knowing when we celebrate. We just do it. We get a day off from work, we'll do it. That's all we do. That's all that. Oh, get off. So the only thing I need from them on this day, just give me my money. That's it.
Let me read this other scripture. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 12, showing about Talmud. Because even the Most High God had the prophets write this down. Because he was showing that our people still follow those customs even after they was warned about it. Start at verse 12.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 12. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark?
So he's asking, have you seen what the ancients of Israel do in the dark? Meaning when they think no one is looking. Read on.
Every man in the chambers of his image.
Of his what?
Of his image.
Meaning what? Setting up idols. Read on.
For they say the Lord seeth us not. The Lord hath forsaken the earth.
Read on.
He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do.
And we see that even today, man. It's greater abomination that us as a nation of people do. Like even what Captain Maccabee said, we just follow these traditions and customs without questioning nothing. And we have information at the drop of our fingertips. We got all these expensive iPhones that don't even use them for the purpose they was created for. Read on up.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house.
This is the greater abomination that they did. Read on.
Which was towards the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Talmud.
There saw who?
Women weeping for Talmud.
You had Israelite sisters weeping for Talmud, meaning worshiping this idol that was during the time of Nimrod. Nimrod's son's Talmud.
Very cute though. But hey, that's another thing that I want you to know. On the so-called the Jewish people, on their calendar, one of their months is Tammuz. So that's letting me know these are not the real Jews. These are not the real Jews. They're honoring the Nimrod god, the gods of ancient pagan gods. That's one, and they got a couple of them on that calendar. That's why I put on those calendars the gods, what we call them, or what our God gave us. Because if y'all look at those other ones and looking at their calendars, you'll see, wait a minute. And one of the Tammuz is one of the months, and they got a few other ones like that.
Big con on that, man. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 10 right quick. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 5. When you get there, let's read it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
Right, read.
But speak not.
Guess what? These trees, guess what? The Christmas tree is upright like the palm tree, but they speak not, man. Right? Read.
They must needs be born.
They must need to be carried out. Read.
Because they cannot go.
Because they can't go. Guess what? The only way you can bring this in your house, you got to literally pick it up and bring it into your house.
That's right.
Right? Read.
Be not afraid of them.
The Lord said, don't be afraid of them. Read.
For they cannot do evil.
The tree can't do evil, man. Guess what? So if you don't put no tree in your house, it ain't gonna matter no way, man. Right? What's gonna matter if you put a tree in your house, man? Man, we don't give a damn about no dang on Christmas tree, man. No jingle bell, Batman smell. We don't worry about none of that, man. Right?
Because that goes back to if you didn't put up a tree and didn't put presents up under it to honor Nimrod, his spirit will come back to haunt you. That's what those things goes back to.
Right? That's why the Lord said, be not, that's why I said, be not afraid of them,
right.
man. Right? He said, read the last part, be not afraid of them.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
The Lord said, these things on, just because you got a tree and you don't put no, say for instance, you got a tree, you don't put no press on it. Nimrod's spirit ain't gonna do nothing to you. Because the Lord controls Nimrod's spirit, man. Right? Read.
Neither also is it in them to do good.
Guess what? Watch this. Go to Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. Start at verse 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
He said the dead bodies shall lie in the, because this is the great city, man, that the dead bodies lying in, man. Right? Read.
Which spiritually.
Which spiritually, right? The Lord called it spiritually. Read.
It's called Sodom and Egypt.
He said the Lord spiritually called it Sodom and Egypt. Read.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
How did they crucify him? Guess what? Doing these hella days. How did they crucify him? Guess what? Not keeping the Sabbath day. How did they crucify him? Guess what? Changing God's law. Guess what? Oh, changing God's law. Guess what? And doing men's law over God's law.
Right.
That's how you kill our Lord and Savior, man. Not doing what he say. So why call you me Lord, Lord, and not do what I say? Right? But read.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues
Read.
and nations
Read.
shall see their dead bodies
Right.
3 days and a half.
He said they're gonna see the dead body 350 years, right? Read.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Because guess what? This is when they used to kill us. Guess what? When we was in hardcore bondage of slavery, they'll leave our bodies out for the fowls of the air to eat, man. Right? But this is the point, verse 10.
Verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
So guess what? The people that dwell upon the earth, because guess what? The first Black Friday was us. We was the Black Friday. That we was on the auction block to be sold. Guess what? How they rejoice, guess what? We was the gifts that they was giving out from one slave master to the next, man. Right? Read.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
Read.
And make merry.
And make merry, right? Read.
And shall send gifts one to another.
This is what they doing. They literally sending gifts one to another, man. Right?
Like I say, in slavery, who do you think were the gifts? We were the gifts. You know, you had a little bow tied around a big black brother and was given to a little slave little boy to have for generations, to be able to pass down his children from generation to generation.
Or your years in the jar passed from our people passed from one to the other.
Right? Like you say. And so now, guess what? The so-called Muslims, they walk around with bow ties on like it ain't nothing. Right? But like you say, we was the big back black buck that had the bow tie on us, standing up on the auction block, butt ass naked, right? Ready to be given away, be given his gifts, right? They wanted to get the whole plantation in order. They get a Negro that was versed in the scriptures that do their teaching. He'll get all these Negroes in the order. Why you think they got Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson? Why you think these people, guess what? Black Lives Matter, NAACP, why you think they around for? Niggas get out of order, they start burning these cities down, send the NAACP down, they gonna get these niggas in order. Right? Send them down there. Guess what? They gonna get niggas in order. Guess what? If they ain't gonna do it, they'll put it in the music. Guess what? And these Negroes, they don't want to do it, the music will make them do it. Right? They said they give, the scripture said they make, this was merry for them. This is a merry time for them. And they send gifts one to another, man. Right? This is what the scriptures say, man. Send gifts one to another, man. Read.
Because these two prophets.
What's the two prophets?
Moses and Elijah.
No. Israel and Judah. Because of the northern and southern tribe, read.
Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Right?
Make sure you write that down.
I read verse 3. That's my bad.
Right? So this is the reason why. This is the reason why. That's why the Lord is upset with this thing, man. They giving out gifts and everything. Go to Sirach, chapter 20, verse 29.
The book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise.
It said, presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, man. Right? Read.
And stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove.
Because guess what? That's how you make a nigga shut up. Give him something. Just like a baby. I'm gonna give him. You want a baby to be quiet? Guess what? Give him a bottle or something, man. Little butter, be quiet right quick. That's how they do with us. You want to shut some niggas up? Guess what? You give the right nigga, give here, shut all these niggas up, man. That's why we asking our brothers over there one body, blink twice, man. If it's hey, need some help, bro. Like for real. Cause I know brothers get these gifts, man, and here they go. They going off. Right?
What did Anthony tell us that time? White man gave me these suits. White man is God. He would say it straight out of his mouth.
100% he said it.
Straight out of his mouth. Because that man, he's like, you can't say nothing about no white man. He gave me these suits. He is God. That's what this African told us.
He said that too. He had a handful of suits right here.
Yeah.
See these suits? Like, dang, okay.
We wrong talking about the white man. He is the greatest thing he ever seen. But you just, I'm telling you, man, that's one thing about this Bible, boy. It'll come out in reality, these words. So the Most High will show you what this, it'll come to pass. It'll come before your eyes. It'll come before your eyes. It will happen in front of your face. The Most High will demonstrate His word to you. Y'all just wait a minute. Some of you young, you ain't do nothing yet. Y'all gotta go through. Oh, you gonna see some stuff. I know you think you seen everything now. Yeah, I'm 21. Man, I'm telling you, boy, that be tripping me out. But then like at 21, I thought I knew everything too.
Yes, right.
Until I got 30. Realized how much stuff I didn't know at 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got 35, realized how much stuff I didn't know at 30. So now I'm 50 and realize how much stuff I didn't know at 40.
Right.
So like I said, y'all gotta grow. Don't get in your head thinking you know everything, especially some of y'all arguments, please.
Real.
Keep that in your back pocket. I'm just precept right quick.
Go ahead.
A precept for the book of Baruch, chapter 6, and start at verse 25. This is a precept that brothers can link up with Jeremiah chapter 10. Baruch was who? Any brother know who was Baruch?
Jeremiah scribe.
Jeremiah scribe. So when you read the book of Baruch, chapter 6 is mainly going into idols. You know, it's an in-depth breakdown on idols. So brothers, that's an alley-oop for a brother on the class on idols. You get to read that out.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 25. The things wherein there is no breath are bought for almost high price.
Read
For
that
a
again,
most high price.
Read it again from the top.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 25. The things wherein there is no breath are bought for a most high price.
Meaning what? The idols. These Christmas trees. You'll be surprised. People probably break the bank for these damn Christmas trees, man. We don't know.
What they just spent the city just spent what $75,000 for a Christmas tree, $25,000 in another city just for the tree. Not the lights and nothing. That's a lot of money. That's taxpayer money for a Christmas tree. And I ought to go chop all these money.
We don't know.
Verse 26. They are borne upon shoulders.
They are carried upon shoulders. We don't.
Having no feet.
Having no what?
Having no feet.
Because they can't walk. We don't.
Whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worth.
That they be what up?
Nothing worth.
These things are nothing worth. We don't know.
They also that serve them are ashamed. For if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves.
Because the thought is, I'm not bowing down. But when you pick up that the Christmas present you is gotcha. Hey, gotcha right there. Read on.
Neither if one set them upright, can they move them? Can they move of themselves?
Read on up.
Neither if they be bowed down, can they make themselves straight. But they set gifts before them.
But they do what?
But they set gifts before them.
Read on up.
As unto dead men.
And that's what they really are, man. Even what I was bringing out, the congregation of the dead. Because when our people are doing those things, guess what? We are literally spiritually dead, showing that we're not living according to the Bible, man. That's a precept that brothers and sisters right
And I don't see how they can't find it out, but it's telling you they set gifts before them, these trees. The Bible is explaining, it's literally trying to tell you, quit doing Christmas. Bold, plain. But nah, Pastor them ain't gonna read this to you.
Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:7, bro. Should already know that.
He want to give too.
Oh, it is. Thanks, huh?
Yeah.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad,
Right, read.
and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Because we do know oppression do make wise men mad. But when you talking about a gift destroying the heart, because guess what? There's a lot of people can't get over the fact, dang, I can't get no present for Christmas. You mean I can't give my children present for Christmas? No, you can't. You can't. Because guess what the gift gonna be doing? They're gonna destroy their heart, because guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have children, and their children gonna be wanting it too. Guess what? There's a lot of, I know before I came into the truth, I thought to myself, well, my daddy didn't hardly give me nothing for Christmas. I'm gonna make sure I give my children everything for Christmas. We'll get their Christmas bonus. And I don't know how some people's Christmas bonus was. My Christmas bonus was huge. My Christmas bonus was 10, 11, 12, 13,000. I go over and buy everything and anything. Probably sometime more than that. I had a huge Christmas bonus. And guess what happened? I go over and try to give my children the best Christmas in the world. And it didn't mean nothing. Guess what? All the toys that I done bought them, they ain't got them now. All the stuff that I bought so many big wheels and race cars and all kind of stuff. And where that stuff at now? They don't know what none of this stuff. They can't even keep up with the clothes I buy them from week to week. Let alone some Christmas gift, right? That stuff didn't mean nothing, man. But guess what goes on though? Gift destroying our heart, man. Right? And the Lord got upset about this thing. Go on to that real quick.
Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 19. This is a law on that, man. So brothers should be what? What 3 precepts should brothers have? Let me see who's paying attention. Brother Judah. What 3 precepts should you have, man? Hold on, brother. Look at it. Help him out, twin. Look at that, brothers. God damn it.
Precepts for what?
What's the topic? What's the topic, Ehud?
Exposing Christmas. So Jeremiah.
No, what's the topic?
Christmas.
Not the title of the class. This is immediate topic. Help him
Are we
out.
talking about the laws we should be following?
Say it again. Gifts destroying the heart. We're talking about gifts destroying the heart. So what precepts should brothers have?
You should have them wrote down. Look at your last 2 or 3 precepts you just wrote down.
So I'm gonna do what brothers not do. I'm just gonna read from my notes. So Rock 20 and 29.
Oh, come on, man.
Say it again, Ezra.
Rock 20 and 29.
Uh-huh. Oh, damn it. Get back behind the curtain. And what else?
Revelation.
And where we going now?
Where we going now?
16. Yes, you say have Sirach 20 and 29. Sirach 20 and 29. Oh, we ain't going in no, just these 3. I guess we'll brother be lost. Saying things we ain't even brought out. Pay attention, damn it.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. And we're about to go to Deuteronomy.
That should have been first in your head as soon as he read that first one.
For real. Call him to me again, Brother Hosea. And what's that last one up? Not Baruch. Deuteronomy 16 and 19.
Bam.
Like I said, if you taking notes, you literally can read your notes in so less.
Yeah.
I said, look at the last one.
The one you just got. Bam, when you got them wrote down.
Yeah,
All right, see now when somebody asks you about when somebody talking about getting gifts, see that's how you start knowing now. So when you get asked a question, start learning them, and that goes with that's how you answer it. Give me this now. Because you see what I'm telling you? That's how you start beginning to knowing these things.
Now, you got that?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
What was Ezra?
We'll get questions at the end.
We want to
Just write your question down and I give you the question.
Yeah.
Unless you want a precept.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Go ahead.
Baruch 6 and 25.
Baruch. B-A-R-U-C-H.
Now, Barack Obama.
It's in the Apocrypha.
Ezra, did you get those precepts, Ezra? Okay. He said, what in the hell did he say? I heard. I heard.
Brother got good ears and good eyes, man.
I can't see that good. I can hear though.
Y'all got
I can hear too, boy.
Yeah.
Man, we know sisters take good notes.
Right.
Man. Throwing pins.
That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start collecting Bible
You gonna read
notes.
it?
Now,
Brother
look
North,
at the
got it out.
sister notes and compare them to the brother's notes.
Man, sisters know be nice and neat.
Have all kind of information.
Yeah, look.
Arrows, arrows.
Every eye got a heart on top of the eye instead of a dot.
Eyelash.
So you mean to tell me sisters got all that time to do that? Brothers ain't got the time to do that.
What was that again?
Read that law right quick. This is literally a law. Read that, brother. So done.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 19. Thou shalt not rest judgment.
Thou shalt not twist judgment. That was rest is going into. Read on.
Thou shalt not respect persons.
We should not respect persons. Meaning, if a judgment comes out, brother that has money, brother that support, brother, a brother that's well known versus a brother that's not well known. Guess what? If they wrong in any sense, it's our job to correct it. Read on.
Neither take a gift.
Neither do what?
Neither take a gift.
Neither take a gift. Meaning what? Don't be perverted by people giving you presents or gifts. A lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, sometimes those things are made to do what? Make a brother feel particularly soft about you when judgment comes up. Read on.
For a gift doeth blind the eyes of the wise.
A gift does blind the eyes of the wise. The wise is going into who? People in the truth sometimes. See, we can fall victim to those things if you don't have a level of spiritual discernment. Read on.
And pervert the words of the righteous.
So the point that we want out of this, gifts does what? Destroy your heart at times. It can pervert judgment, man.
And how do it pervert judgment? It make a person lie knowing the right thing, man.
Yeah, and the thing about it is when people give you a gift and then when judgment comes about on it, you don't want to make that judgment on them because you want the gifts. You got a gift. Right. So you don't make a righteous judgment. So you take it to the opposite side of the person that gave you the gift. I'm going with this one. Not because it was right, but because they gave you a gift. And that destroys your judgment. You don't make the righteous judgment because of gift. And America knows it. They do it all the time.
Grease your palm.
Oh, they will do it, boy.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Brothers may not think that that's very important right now, but as brothers start to rise up in the ranks, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. So the thing is, when correction has to come out, and you see this brother or that sister that gives particularly fun and may give you certain things, hey, if you have that spirit on you, can understand why sometimes they may do it. I ain't saying all the time because it's okay. People do it out of the kindness of their heart, but don't be ignorant about if those situations come up. That's the understanding.
That's right. Watch this. Let's go to John chapter 10. Yo, we gotta touch this right quick. We gotta touch this. And I'm talking about this is one of my pet peeves in this one. John chapter 10, we're gonna start at verse 1.
The book of St. John, chapter 10, verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you,
What do you say?
he that entered not by the door.
So guess what? This talking about a person that came in not by the door, but how did they come in?
Into the sheepfold,
Into the sheepfold,
but climbing up some other way.
right? So, okay, who is this person that don't come in your door, but they climbs up the chimney? This is Santa Claus, man. Satan Claus. He don't come in through your front door. He just comes down your chimney. Why is this in the scriptures like this, man? Do y'all understand these things? Like for real, like, I'm talking when I first read that, I was like, dang, I can really see that.
For real.
I can truly see that because all them songs about Santa Claus climbing down your chimney, right?
And then it's saying climbing up some other way. I mean, it ain't just saying through the bottom windows. He up there. He's on the top.
That's
So
right.
it's like man, the Bible is telling you, hey,
Exactly.
quit it.
So get what? Santa Claus, guess what? You finish, right? Read the rest of it.
The same is as a thief and a robber.
And guess what? And that's how I'm gonna treat it. Because if I wake up in the middle of the night on Christmas, and I wake up in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and a big fat white man sitting in my house, that either they're gonna have to call the coroner and the ambulance, man. It's gonna be, guess what? And it's gonna be the last house Santa Claus come in for that night. I can tell you that.
That's why I know Santa Claus should be definitely dead in the hood.
That's right. Because if it's about big fat, my slack out.
I never knew how he was gonna get in here anyway. We ain't got no shit. You know what I'm saying? He better not. My dad had a whole lot of guns, boy. So like I said, man, it's funny how we were just. It ain't funny. It's actually sad how we were just tricked to believe so much bullcrap that we even knew was garbage.
That's right.
And that's the point.
And that's the whole point, man. Like, so I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and you hear something. Then your Christmas tree rattle. Then you go in the living room, you run in there, it's a present that he could leave some glitter behind going up the chimney.
Santa Claus in your mom. You got like I saw mama kiss this thing.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Daddy should have been on the next flight to the North Pole. Man.
Yeah, that's right.
Where is dude?
For real.
Where Rudolph won these?
And guess what? Because they'll call us the Grinch. We the Grinch that stole Christmas.
God dang it.
That's right, man.
We are. That's what we are.
That's what we should have named it. The Grinch that stole Christmas, man. We should have straight named it the Grinch that stole Christmas. Man, we the Grinch, man.
When you first came to the truth, you like, damn, the Grinch was right.
The Grinch was right.
The Grinch was right. Ain't been trying to stop this man.
For real, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When I used to watch that, I actually used to pull for the nice man when I was young. Yeah, man, he was cool. I was like, man, ain't that tripping with him? I was happy, like, man, go take it off.
Yeah, boy.
Well, we gonna tear the Grinch up, boy. We ain't can't get no present. Boy, we go.
Give a shout out to the Grinch. Right.
You were right, man. Grinch, you were right, man.
They say he stacked it all up, boy.
But just like the Lord said, he said that he climbing up some other way. Guess what? This man is a thief and a robber, man. Guess what? The same, going back to the beginning from Genesis, the same spirit, guess what? What is the thief and the robber doing? He robbing men's souls.
That's right. That's right.
This is what he's taking away, your soul. Guess what? By doing these things, man. Right? This is going back, like I say, the same Nimrod spirit that we've been fighting from the beginning. That's what it's about, man. Confusion, man.
And that's the thing about it. When you put them gifts up under that tree, you get robbed too. Because you're going to buy some stuff that don't even, like the brother said, I spent all that money on them children. I remember I couldn't wait. I was like, man, I'm going to give my son this mongoose, had all that stuff. Man, I got on that bicycle, man. That tire went on flat, man. That bike was never ridden again in 2 days. And I'm still up there spending this money thinking he gonna enjoy this. Man, like I said, it's nothing they got us doing some stuff. We know it's wrong. We know it's no good for us. But we pass it down from children, from generation to generation.
Right. Let's go to
Let me get the priest. 2 John 17. 1 and 10. Right. 2 John 1 and 10. You should know the priest.
The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 10. Check it out. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine.
So if any coming to us and bring not the doctrine that we have received. Right now we're going into wicked Santa Claus, right? They say you're supposed to knock on the door, come through the front door, right? Read.
Receive him not into your house.
Receive him not into your house. Read.
Neither bid him Godspeed.
Now this is on a whole lot of levels, man, right? Don't receive these wicked gifts like we went into gifts, right? People just saying, hey, Merry Christmas, brother, have a good year. Don't bid them guys, don't Merry Christmas back. No, we just try to get away. No, don't do none of that, right? Same thing with Santa. Santa ain't no damn house. Don't bid them to the house so you can get your ass out there. Right? Don't let these things come to you, even on the fold of with the wicked holidays they doing, man. Don't bid people Godspeed because they doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to be like, oh, well, they just said, hey, the Bible tells us we gotta what? Get away from you on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Romans 16 and 17 with that. I can't bid you Godspeed. I can't tell you, hey, you have a good Merry Christmas. None of that, man. Because that's not right.
And they're telling you also, don't allow them into your house on Christmas. And they want to celebrate Christmas and you don't celebrate it. And they come down, I'm visiting you on this time, on Thanksgiving. No, you better go get your hotel room.
Now, y'all come back in March.
Because you got a whole new doctrine you're trying to bring up in this house.
March the
Next year, that's what you would be doing, celebrating Christmas. Don't even know why. Because that familiar spirit that came up there now and did what it do.
And guess what? And as we grow, as brothers and sisters grow in this truth, and we see how people like to roll on Christmas, man. Guess what? You might not be able to get a hotel room, right? And you guess what? A person they might just want to come down and visit. Guess what? You might be the light to show them. Guess what? Man, hey man, we ain't got to keep Christmas. We can keep dedication. Always be that light that the Lord expecting us to be, man. Right? Because according to 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33, the Lord said he's not the author of confusion, man. So by us, we showing and making our light shine, guess what? This is how we grow into the truth. Watch this. Go to Exodus chapter 23. Exodus chapter 23 and start at verse 23.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 23.
Read.
For mine angel shall go before you.
It says angel. This is the capital A, man. It goes into Christ, man. It's an angel shall go before us, right? Read.
And bring thee unto the Amorites.
And he's going to bring us into the Amorites. Read.
And the Hittites.
And the Hittites.
And the Perizzites.
Read on.
And the Canaanites.
Read.
The Hivites and the Jebusites.
Read on.
And I will cut them off.
So the Lord said, guess what? This is us going in. We was going to conquer these lands because we needed these lands. Guess what? Because the Lord was at this time, he was trying us, getting us ready because we was going to get ready to go to the promised land. Right? But read.
Thou shalt not bow down to their gods.
So the Lord told us don't mess with their gods, man. Right? Read.
Nor serve them.
Nor serve them. Read.
Nor do after their works.
Read on.
But thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images.
So guess what? At least the Lord told us to quite break down their images, man. Read.
And ye shall serve the Lord your God.
The Lord told us to serve our God, man. Guess what? How do we serve our God? By keeping his high holy days, man. This is how we serve him. Read.
And he blessed thy bread and thy water.
And he gonna bless our bread and our water. Read.
And I would take sickness away from the midst of you.
Because guess what? We need these prayers to go up because we want the Lord to take away the sickness of our congregation, man. Right? Read.
Verse 26. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill.
So the Lord said, guess what? Neither shall, he said, there shall nothing cast to their young, man. We should be letting our children walk through the fire, man. Right? If we know it's wrong, don't do it because of your children. Guess what? Don't have no respect of person. If it's wrong or whatever, guess what? If we know celebrating Christmas is the wrong thing, guess what? We shouldn't do it. Simple as that, man. Don't do it for no children, nobody. Right? Read.
Verse 27. I will send my fear before thee.
And the Lord said, I will send my fear before thee. Read.
And will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come.
Right? Read.
And I will make all thine enemies turn their backs unto thee.
Right? And this is what the Lord, letting the Lord fight for us during this time, man. Right? Think about how we are right now. Guess what? We tell mama, daddy, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, everybody now, we tell our family that we're not celebrating, but how do we tell them more than our mouth? We show them. We show them that we're not doing this, right? Read.
Verse 28. And I will send hornets before thee.
So as the Lord telling you, showing the Lord that you're going to stand on his side, guess what the Lord going to do? He's fighting on his side. You fighting on the spiritual front, the Lord fighting, guess what? On every other side around you. You just got to make the step, right? Read.
And I will send hornets before thee.
Read.
Which shall drive out the Hivite.
And he's going to drive out the Hivite.
The Canaanite.
Read on.
And the Hittite.
Right.
From before thee.
From before us, right? Read.
And I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year.
So guess what? You might can't get a person to see this in a year. You might can't get your husband, your wife. You might can't get mom and dad to see this in the year. You might can't get them to do it this time. But by your action over disposition of time, watch how the scriptures go. Read.
Lest the land become desolate.
Read.
And the beasts of the field multiply against thee.
Read on.
By little and little.
Read.
I would drive them out before thee.
So the Lord said how he's going to do it? By little and little is how he's going to drive them out. Just like your action. You got to show them little by little how you going to be serving the Lord so they can see that same light, right? This is how the Lord expecting us to do. Guess what? Because you might not get it in a year. It might be 2-3 years. It might be 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, but you keeping God's commandments shows them, guess what? That I'm not going to do it. They might not get it today. The Lord said, this shows us how he said he's going to do it. He said, I'm going to do it little by little. Right? Read.
By little and little, I would drive them out before thee.
Read.
Until thou be increased and inherit the land.
So the Lord said he's going to drive them out little by little. Think about how we are. The Lord going to drive people around us, and he's going to grow people around us little by little until the increase comes. Right? Brothers and sisters, get that. And with that, we'll say shalom. Thanks for tuning in, man. Like and share the video. Help us push the truth around the four corners of the earth, man. The law for the day is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 3.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Read.
Neither shall you walk in their ordinances.
And the Lord told us not to walk in the ordinances of the other nations, man. With that, we're going to say shalom.